Hey, Teddy K here for Best Buy Plugin, and in this video review we take a look at the ASUS Lyra Whole Home Wi-Fi System, a mesh network that is meant to blanket your home with Wi-Fi for better throughput and range. The Lyra is a Wi-Fi mesh system, meaning that there are three units that are identical that connect with each other to create a mesh that ultimately covers a home with better Wi-Fi and obviously better throughput with your internet connection. Now, the idea behind this is pretty simple because it's supposed to be simple to set it up too. The step-by-step process in setting it up is pretty seamless. I mean, you just use the Lyra app on your iOS or Android device, and that's it. Now, I have to stop it right there because I did run into a bit of a snag when I was setting this up. For whatever reason, I would run into this roadblock where it would scan for my internet connection and then tell me that there was no internet connection, even though there clearly was, because the modem was fine, everything was fine. So I just chose manual setup and I was good to go. I just went from there. I mean, it was a very strange situation. I don't know if it was specific to my testing or if it was something that maybe affects the unit. I'm not sure. I imagine, though, most of you will probably not experience the same thing. There might have been some issue as to why this happened. Nevertheless, so the device, or devices in this case, when they work together, are again pretty simple, and the LEDs that light up at the top give you an idea of what the status is. So blue is good, yellow means there's no connection, red means there's something going on. So pretty seamless and pretty straightforward. Now when it comes to management and you want to control who has access, what device has access, when it can have access, a lot of those basic features are in there. This is a router or mesh system that is designed for very basic use or for very minimal invasive administration, if that makes sense. So while, for example, I can control what devices can access the internet or even cut one off just like that, I can't go much deeper than port forwarding or DNS settings. You have those, but if you're looking for really tight and deep administrative features, the ASUS Lyra does not have those. Now, inevitably, the question is what kind of internet connection can you expect? Of course, it matters what kind of connection you're paying for from your provider, so we got to put that out there. But as far as range and throughput throughout the home, the Lyra does a pretty good job. I actually didn't run into too many issues at all when it came to accessing the web and getting really good throughput, in different rooms. I tried to spread them out so that they would cover at least as much of a home as possible. So for example, if you have a multi-story home, try and have a unit on each floor. Usually that turns out to be the best way to cover the most ground. I should mention that there is some security added here. There's courtesy of Trend Micro. So the Lyra comes with some antivirus and other malware, anti-malware features to keep your devices safe. Now, this extends to devices that also are already logged into the network. If, for example, there is a device that is infected and it logs on, then that device is essentially quarantined from the others. All this is happening in the background, so you don't really have to control anything other than that, the fact that you just know that the security is on. There is no subscription for it. It's just built in, and ASUS has said that it will be updating and improving it as it goes along. So with all that said, now would I recommend the ASUS Lyra? Yes. If you want something that is very basic as far as, you want to spread out the internet in the home so that everybody's happy, especially if you're in a family situation, that everybody's happy and that is very easy to manage whether you're at home or not. So if you have an unruly child when you're away from home and you hear about it from the babysitter, you can cut off internet access to that device right then and there. I don't know what kind of problems that will lead to, but you can do it. So for the basic use cases and the very basic administration, this is not a hard app to use at all. And it's very easy to manage the device too in terms of upgrading firmware and so on. Everything pretty much runs through the app. So for the simplicity where you don't really want to think too much about your network, I think the Lyra could be a good way to go. For Best Buy Plugin, I'm Teddy K. Thanks for watching.